Hi, I'm Nick.
I'm Gavin.
And together we're the Surrey Hill Smokers.
Today we're going to be doing an interview with Simon from Braaiwood UK. Okay, Simon, nice to meet you. Just sort of run through, what's your background and why you actually started up Braaiwood UK?
Yes, thanks for having me over. Appreciate it. Yes, Braaiwood UK is been going now for 7 years.
Wow.
It started off many years ago. A good friend of mine who currently lives in Namibia is heavily involved in the wood industry over there, especially with Mapani wood.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, one holiday there, he decided to twist my arm into purchasing a container of Braaiwood, which I did. And over that time, 7 years ago, many tons later, Braaiwood UK evolved. Not just obviously on Braaiwood side of things, we sell various different other products, as you can see with the braais and everything.
Yeah. I mean, just run through the actual braais that we've got here today. I mean, we've got 700 and the 1200.
This thing is a beast, isn't it? I mean, it's absolutely
massive. So probably 2 years in the design and prototypes and making of these, we decided to come up with two different sizes, both obviously made from 304 stainless steel. Very important that we found with the UK weather that you need a stainless steel braai if you want longevity of it. So we decided to bring out two different sizes, the smaller 700, which still gives you the ember maker in the middle. You tend to find some other braais in the market, they will have the ember maker on the side because of the size of it. Yeah. This at least gives you both sides to cook on, and obviously the center. We decided to do is put the tray over here in the bottom here, so this will allow you for storage, like you guys are using here perfectly. Yeah. Then also what we decided to make, which nobody else does, the paddle. So it allows you to move the embers from left to right.
So you've got a way of moving around without burning your hands.
Without burning your hands, without
also good and sturdy.
Using tongs and stuff like that, which makes it a lot easier.
Believe me, I've used it, it's great. I mean, as you say, it makes it a lot easier to get in there, poke it around as well, and break it up if needed.
Yeah, exactly. That's the little 700. It comes with various different options. When you purchase it from us, you can buy it with no grills if you wanted to do something yourself, but obviously it comes with the grill option, so the plancha plate, which is great for frying stuff, vegetables or anything like that. Yeah. The standard grill plate, and then obviously the middle heavy duty searing plate. So that is great for, if you wanted to let that burn down and cook steaks or anything flame grilled, put it straight on the top there.
Absolutely unbelievable for that. I mean, the sear you get on the steaks is amazing. I mean, deep dark Maillard effect on there. And as well as that, I've also used this before on the top with a cast iron pan on there, and you can literally do anything on this thing.
Yeah, no, that's great. So, and then moving over to the 1200, this beast, funny enough, is actually sold, getting delivered this week. We always hold one of each units in stock, so if someone wanted to pick it up straight away, they can do. They can come view them at our unit over in Ascot. But yeah, the difference obviously is size. Obviously much bigger cooking areas you've got here. You also have these pot hooks, which is great for showing you there. For example, you can have a potjie pot, you can hang meat from it, whatever you want basically.
And they're pretty sturdy. I mean, that's a heavy cast iron pot that Gavin's got here, and it really, it's not bending, it's just staying still, and that's it. So
no, exactly.
That's great.
And then we've designed it that you've got some quick release bolts, so you can take the tray off for cleaning it. And again, on your side there, you've got the paddle. So again, a bit of a bigger bun.
That's a solid piece of steel. That's really heavy as well.
Yeah, I mean, 5 mil.
This is like I was going to say BMW of the barbecue world for sure. It's well made, proper construction here, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then like I say, we got into the whole barbecue industry. We released these probably 3 to 6 months ago, and they're selling well, so which is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, they are an amazing piece of kit. I mean, these are literally designed to last. I mean, there's no way in hell this would fall apart, even with British conditions. even if you did have it uncovered, they won't rust.
No.
I mean, it is meant to last. I mean, some of the other ones I have seen before, they are very thin gauge steel, have a tendency of not lasting the English conditions the way they should do because they weren't designed for it.
So Simon, what would you say is the average sort of expected lifespan of this? Not, you know, not warranted, but in the British weather, obviously it's not as nice as South Africa. It's not as dry or warm. What would you reckon these are going to last? I mean, you've obviously made it out of stainless steel to last in the UK.
I mean, you would expect 25 years, something like that, at least. Even longer, if you know what I mean. If they look, as you can see with yours, you know, this has been used, this has been weathered a bit.
Well used,
you know what I mean.
Well
and you can see the condition and what it is, you know. So you could sit there and clean that up really nicely again if you wanted to. You know, some people might, some people might not. But that will last, you know, literally forever. You know, stainless steel is built to last, and the thickness with the gauge, we've probably, if anything, over-engineered it. So you know what I mean. It is a heavy bit of kit. You know, can still move it around, but at least you know it's going to last.
I couldn't get over the weight of this bit on its own when you gave it to me to carry over. It was absolutely phenomenal. The weight of it.
I mean, that is.
I mean, even the plate on the top is on its own heavy. So
really heavy. So no, they're definitely built to last. The good thing with these also is, we could also supply them as a flat pack. I have got somebody interested in one in Europe, and we could actually either have it built on a pallet and shipped as a unit, or we can actually, because it's obviously using high tensile bolts, we could ship it to someone as a flat pack and they could build it themselves.
Fantastic. So there's flexibility on that.
You know, so it is flexible,
So Simon, you've taken us through the two Braais, which is great. Now's obviously the key question: is it fuel, and how do you use one of these with what kind of fuel? If you want to go through, we've got a selection of woods here, and they look quite impressive and interesting. Talk us through them, why don't you?
So these three different types of Braaiwood. I haven't got the Mapani in my hand, but there's three different types of wood here that we stock. Now the first one here would be probably the most popular one. Is called camel thorn, or cameel doring is the actual South African word for it. This one comes from a tree that, you know, it's got quite big white thorns on it. The cameel part, which is the giraffes, would be basically eating from it, and that's where it gets its name from. It's also, you know, known as the Rolls Royce of Braaiwoods. Very well known, very popular in southern Africa. Very, very good Braaiwood should be used there.
And I've actually used that on my offset smoker and my pizza oven, and it's just awesome. Once it burns down, it just burns for hours. I mean, last night it was burning until about 10:30 last night and still holding temperature. It's phenomenal stuff because it's so dense.
I mean, all these woods here, you know, quite comfortably I can say less than 1% moisture content. It's baked in the Namibian sun. You know, it's 45 degrees
and that's
every
plenty
day.
Hot enough. It's hot enough.
It's really hot, so it's baked. Another thing on the camel thorn cameel doring, this wood is actually illegal to be chopped as a green tree in Namibia. It's, you know, harvested. You have to get permits from the forestry over in Namibia. They only issue a certain number of permits for this wood to be harvested.
So it's very well controlled, so there's no abuse of
exactly. Otherwise, you know what I mean, you don't want to be just cutting it down.
Destroying
nature,
right? You don't want to do that.
So that's the camel thorn, or the cameel doring. Here's sekkelbos, or sicklebush. This is actually an invasive species. So this actual wood is regularly chopped. You can get this in most of southern Africa, South Africa, Namibia, Botswana. They basically want to chop this and clear this out, get rid of it. It grows back pretty quickly, but it's also, this is a brilliant Braaiwood. A lot of people I find in the catering industry likes this wood.
Is that because it's quick burn?
It's, you know, it gets lit quicker. It's got a nice flavour, taste to it with the bark and everything like that. So that's the sekkelbos.
And you can't see it on camera, but this log here is so heavy. It's ridiculous. I mean, it's so dense. It really is heavy.
It's ridiculous.
Talk us through this.
So this is the Mapani, or Mupani as other people know it. This wood you won't really find. You'll find it maybe in northern parts of southern Africa. You'll find this in Namibia, Zambia, Botswana. There's huge amounts of this wood there. Again, you've got to have permits to cut this and to chop this wood. It can't just be cleared out. Okay, and this wood is probably one of the favourite ones. Least well known because you know, it's not readily available. But the amount of heat and cold you get from this, it's unreal. You know,
'cause of
there's
density.
yeah, it's probably the slowest burning out of the lot. And the reason probably behind that is also the big heavy chunks you get. You know, you get some serious big chunks of it. So that's a bit about the Mapani. As you can see there, we've got Camille Durang in there. We've actually, I wouldn't say cheated, but we've used a bit of Big K restaurant grade charcoal sticks to get it going quickly. And it just shows you, you know, you don't have to use Braaiwood. You can cook and use charcoal if you want. You know, if you want a quicker one, you can do it. It's no problem at all.
Well, as Gavin and I say, there is no right and wrong with barbecuing. Find what works for you and go for it. And as Simon's just said, yeah, okay, maybe you do need to use a whole, you know, log, but quite easily use some charcoal to get it going, a good quality lumpwood, something like that. I did it yesterday in my pizza oven. I used the camel thorn and lumpwood charcoal from Big K, and it burnt for hours on end, and it gives it a good base to start, and it makes it a little bit quicker, right? It's a bit of a cheat, but hey, we like cheating. It makes life easy.
You can do that, so it's no problem. And you know, these woods can all be used in braais, barbecues, fire pits,
Pizza ovens,
smokers, fireplaces. It's, you know, I mean, throughout the winter months, I've got customers that purchase this purely for fireplaces.
Really?
You know what I mean?
I suppose it burns so
you
hot
know,
and
so
long,
it burns so hot and long.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Fantastic.
people buy it for that. So it's, you know, it's a universal wood. You know, the other wood which I, funny enough, haven't got here yet, that's on its way, is a wood that's called a Roykrans. This is specific to Cape Town or the Western Cape area. Has a little bit more of a moisture content. It has a very unique smell to it, but it's due here in a few weeks' time. You know, check the website out. I'll get you guys a bag or two to try.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot.
You know what I mean? But it's not as hard as this, but it's a very, very popular wood to try as well. So,
Anything from Cape Town, in my view, is a good thing anyway.
Yeah.
So.
it's all good.
Great. So, thanks, Simon. You've gone through the two different types of braai. We've gone through the types of wood that you import, and there's obviously more coming, right?
That's right.
We're going to put a link in the description for Simon's website. Take a look. He's got loads of products on there, not just the braais and the woods, but other things as well. Have a good look at that. Some really interesting stuff, actually. I know we'll be having a look and purchasing some stuff. But
And I know
great.
there's some interesting stuff on the way as well, which definitely keep an eye out for.
So we won't tell you too much about that. We'll let Simon's website tantalise you with those facts. But Simon, thanks very much for coming over today.
No, thank you
and
for having
it's been
me.
really interesting. Thank
Look
you.
forward to it. Thank you.